Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Woo. Go, go, Ranger Danger! Woo. Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to Ranger Danger, or Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger in this instance. This is the podcast where we watch an episode of the TV series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then we talk about it after diving headlong into that crazy nostalgia. My name's Matt.
I'm Michael.
We're your hosts this evening, or this morning, or whatever time it is where you are.
That's messed up, isn't it? It could be any time.
Any time. Except for, I'm sure there's no one living in, like, the South Pacific, or certain like, parts of the ocean where it's inhabitable. Although the time zones are on the planet, so there's probably someone in almost every time zone.
I don't know that we've got enough listeners to have someone in every time zone.
No, so like we have, but like potentially.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So today we're going to be watching episode 90 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is entitled The Mirror of Regret.
Yep.
Michael, do you have any regrets in your life?
Not particularly. I don't
That's good. That's good.
think. What about you?
No, and I think like all the bad decisions that I have made have turned me into the person I am today. Like it's all a learning experience.
Occasionally I regret starting this podcast.
Yeah, fair cop to that one. Fair point.
Not that you should regret listening to this podcast, listeners.
Although if you do, like we don't blame
we
you.
understand. Yeah.
We have a website.
We do?
Actually, if you want to visit our website, just log on to the internet as the first step.
You have to do the dial-up bit.
Yeah, wait for... No, that's the Dragon Dagger, Michael.
No, that's actually also a part of the dial-up sound, but I can't make the sound, so I just skip to... What is that? That's Crazy Frog. That's not the...
So the webpage is rangerdangerpodcast.com. If you want to send us an interweb mail, rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com is how you can do that. If Twitter tweets are your thing, send us a Twitter tweet at our Twitter tweet address at RangerDcast. We're also on Facebook and iTunes and Stitcher and TuneIn and Google+, as well as YouTube. And we have a shop. RangerDangerPodcast.com/shop, where you can buy all sorts of rad things. Now, before we watch the show today, we're going to dive into our mail dumpster and retrieve some listener mail.
Yep.
A few of them this week. We've had a bit of backlog, so we're going to power through them.
Sure.
Do you want to do the honors, Michael?
Yeah. That lid feels like it's getting lighter. Is that right?
No, you're getting stronger because you're lifting it up all the time.
Oh, is that gains? Is that what that is?
I'm not familiar with that terminology.
Okay. I mean, neither am I.
Are you making gains, Michael?
I don't
Is that
know.
how you say it? Or are you just gainsing?
I don't know. I don't know. We are the wrong people to be asking that question.
All right, give me that first letter.
Which one did you want to go first?
Let's go to Dylan.
Okay, let's open up Dylan's.
Okay, so Dylan wrote us quite a long email. We're not going to read it out because we don't have 4 hours. But it was all very interesting, by the way. But we're just going to pick out a few points and talk about them.
It's a very good long email.
Yeah, it's good. It's meaty. Which normally I wouldn't like as a vegetarian, but in this context, because it's figurative, I'll allow it. So, he was talking about the fan film that was released, and he said he initially enjoyed it, although he understood some of our problems with it.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he would actually like to see the best of both worlds in a film, maybe. Like a film that started off very sort of dark and gritty with some of the Power Rangers having died in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as the Power Rangers return, the film itself becomes a bit lighter and sort of a bit crazier and happier because the Power Rangers return to the world, and that brings that sort of tone with it.
Yeah.
Which I think would be very interesting. I can understand why a studio would not do that because those two tones can preclude audiences.
Yep.
So, you wouldn't be able to get the kids in because it would be very dark at the start, and then some of the people who are looking for Grim and Gritty exclusively wouldn't come because of the latter stuff.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate that it is that way, but yeah. So a fan film like that I think would be very interesting.
Yeah. Good. Or a season.
Or a season, absolutely. And I think you could do that in a season of Power Rangers and not take the Grim and Gritty to a, intense place.
Yes.
But a place where it would be darker. He also mentioned that he's writing some fan fiction about us, so...
I'm terrified. Are you terrified?
I'm intrigued.
Okay. I find that slightly terrifying as well.
But yeah, well, I guess we'll talk more about that when it arrives.
Oh, gosh.
He was talking about in Power Rangers Dino Charge the theory that obviously it seems not obviously, but the leading theory seems to be that Tyler's dad,
Yep.
who will be the Gold Ranger, merged with Fury somehow and is affecting Fury in some way. But he was saying that it would be interesting if Fury himself was actually the Gold Ranger, because we talked about on the show that Fury, despite being on Earth for 10,000 years or whatever, never managed to find an Energem.
Yep.
But it sort of this theory would suggest that in fact he did, and because the Energems are inherently good, they've haven't been able to turn him good, but sort of make him an ineffective bad guy almost. And when he tried to kill Tyler, and that was too far, it started sort of a bit of a backlash, and maybe it'll be able to convert him fully, and he would become the Gold Ranger, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Has there ever been... There have been bad guys who have become Power Rangers.
Yes.
I can think of... There's one specific example that I can think of.
The best one. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know that there's ever been a monstrous bad guy who's become a Power Ranger.
But there have been, I don't want to say monstrous, but animal good guys that have become Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's true.
You're really just combining those two things.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the question.
Yeah.
He also said that he would like to see some of our Ranger character art on T-shirts, which my understanding is we're not sure if we can get the art to go that big.
Yeah. I just need to... Ash is difficult to get a hold of sometimes.
That's our artist friend.
Yes.
Who did those beautiful illustrations.
Yeah. But I also haven't asked her because I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
So I've got to send her an email and see if we can get just a bigger version of it and see what we can do. So
Sure.
we're looking at it.
Absolutely. Next email is from Kenny. Now, Kenny had a question about a theoretical Power Rangers teams. If we had free reign to come up with a team, and a theme for it, be it Power Rangers or Super Sentai, what would we go with?
Have you had a thought about that?
Yeah, I have. But do you want to go first?
Yeah. So you also asked about how many people you'd have and that sort of thing. I don't like big Power Rangers teams.
Yep.
I just something about it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I think 6 feels like the right number. Mm-hmm. Even maybe too big. I don't mind a team of 3 and 2 additional 6th Rangers.
Yeah.
But I certainly wouldn't go more than that. There's a whole bunch of themes. I'd like cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys would be very cool.
They don't have to be proper cowboys, but if they were cowboy themed, they could have horse Zords.
Yep.
And they could form, I don't know, the Lasso Megazord or something. I don't know.
A giant spur.
Yeah, that would be... And I actually think the new Ninja 6th Ranger is a cowboy.
Isn't he like a samurai cowboy fast food person?
Yeah, he's multitasking. But I think one of the bits in there is cowboy.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'd also like magicians. Not people who can use magic.
Yep.
But stage magicians.
Yep.
Because these Zords could have top hats and bow ties. They'd be dressed all fancy.
You don't have to be a magician to dress fancy, Michael.
No, but magicians dress fancy.
They do, yeah. Okay.
I mean, because otherwise the theme is what? The Butler Megazord. That's no fun.
Well, they could be dandies.
No, dumb.
Would it? I think a Oscar Wilde thing into Team of Power Rangers would be pretty great.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Do you prefer teams of Power Rangers that are teams professionally, or do you Secret Identity, have jobs and stuff, and are Power Rangers on the side?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of them are interesting in their own way.
Yep.
And I would rather alternate season to season than have to go without one of those two things.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. What about themes?
Well, I think this sort of, to me, I've been thinking a lot about how I would do Power Rangers in general. So before we get to specific themes, I think if we were tasked with rebooting the series or something like that, I'd try to...
If you'd like to do that, Saban, just shoot us an email.
We'll apologise for all of the things I've said about it.
Well, some of them.
So what I would do is establish that the morphing grid is powered by people's belief in things.
Right.
And not strictly in like a religious sense, just like people's affection's not the right word, but reverence for things.
Right.
And certain like totems and symbols and stuff like that have some of that like belief energy built up.
Right, so you're suggesting that, say, everybody got hyped about Jurassic World,
Yes.
so dinosaurs are on everyone's mind.
Basically.
So the morphing grid creates...
Although it'd be more like, in the case of dinosaurs, it's like dinosaurs were such an influential force on the planet for so long.
Yep.
But then you could do stuff like myth, so like because people were so invested in myth. And what that does, I think...
That'd be good.
Yeah, what that does, I think, is give you season-to-season sort of consistency where you can bring in whatever new theme it is, really.
Yep.
I mean, stuff like Zeo would be hard because, like, shapes, I guess. But that way, there would be that consistency there, and it'd be very flexible,
Yep.
but you'd never feel like you had to throw out everything that came before every
Sure.
new season. What I would also do is suggest that this energy is limited in some way,
Right.
so they know when they become rangers, they have maybe 50 or 60 morphs.
Right.
And there's a rule that they have to retire when they have 5 left, and then they sort of find a new group.
Okay.
So you've got 5 in emergency situations, and that would be crossovers down the track if need be.
Yep.
But the options are left open.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
When that energy runs out,
Yeah.
can you just no longer become a Power Ranger? Is that just like...
that's right, because you've sort of become like a channel for that particular energy,
Yeah.
and you can't change to another.
Right.
Yeah, and because I do like the idea of people knowing that there's going to be new people coming down the track. It's not like you
Yeah.
just keep going until your acting contract runs out. You know that these people's time as a ranger is limited, so you invest in them a bit. But when time comes for them to go, you're like, okay, I knew this is coming.
Right.
This is part of the process. It's sad, but it's important part of the Power Rangers.
Sure. And it's also, I mean, although it's a rule that you're setting, much like Doctor Who's 13 Lives,
Yep.
there's nothing stopping you when, like, if you've got a huge fan favourite
Yeah.
who's hit 55,
Yeah.
you can write your way around
Yeah,
that.
you
if
go
you
get
have
the
to.
sort of power.
Yeah, exactly.
You find something.
Yeah.
So that would be what I would like to see in general. As far as specifics go, I would like, as I sort of said, like a team of myth-based Power Rangers.
Yep.
Like, one is Norse, one is Chinese mythology.
Yep.
One is maybe Aboriginal mythology, and so they all have like cool Zords based on one of the sort of big creatures from their respective mythologies.
I assume they've got, like, a Thor Zord?
Yes,
Or a Thord?
a Thord. Yeah, so all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, and I think so. I agree with you that starting small with a team is cool.
Yep.
But I also like the idea of rival teams, like
Ooh.
sort of like maybe 2 and 2, or maybe 3 and 3, and then down the line they're brought together by like an extra ranger or something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
I will say the one thing that I didn't think that I think is important to Power Rangers and that I don't think is or has been recently handled well enough
yeah,
is the idea of legacy.
yes,
The idea that as a Power Ranger, like there have been Power Rangers consistently for 20 years.
Yeah.
And historically at other points throughout history before that.
yeah,
So, like, I mean, obviously they tried to tackle that in the Super Mega Force season, but I just didn't, like...
It was handled in a very strange way where it was only referenced that there were other Power Rangers when they really wanted to
Yeah.
mention it. And even then it was a very nebulous concept.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, like back when Jason and Kimberly were Rangers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, there were Mighty Morphin Rangers, which is strange because that's a branding thing. That's
Yeah,
I
I
think,
mean, legally you could definitely use their names.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, it's just, even if Jason never shows up, if someone says, like, look, here's news reports of these 5 kids who...
Well,
like,
even like when I was 4 years old,
Yeah, exactly.
I was almost crushed by whatever, but Jason.
I think it's amazing that we've never seen, like, a Power Ranger who is related to a previous Power Ranger with a couple of kind of specific exceptions. It just seems like a thing that you could do that really... And we got to bring back team-ups. They're so good.
Yeah, I agree.
They're just... I understand, it might be expensive to fly five dudes down to New Zealand, but it's so worth it.
And they've got to be proper team-ups, not a few people show up at the end team-ups.
No, it's a two-parter where there's, the bad guys from your season and your bad guys team up.
Yeah.
And the only way to beat them is for you guys to team up.
And I think a lot of it, too, is you need to make sure that it's not just a team-up of powers, it's a team-up of people.
Yes.
And that there's maybe an ideological conflict between them at some point, or something that shows definitively that this isn't just a person with a generic person with powers. It's these two people or these groups of people interacting.
Absolutely.
And they may not get along because they never work together, but yeah, I think that's the compelling way to do a team-up. And there certainly needs to be more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one a year, that's all. I mean, now that each season goes for 2 years, one every 2 years.
Yeah.
Please? Please? If I could make one request, that would be the request I would make, I think.
Sure.
Please, Judd?
Yeah.
All right.
One more email.
One more email.
So, this next interweb mail is from Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian. And Brian just sends us... Oh, I shouldn't say just. It was actually really cool. He sent us through some photos of old mate Jason Everfrank up on stage with former Incredible Hulk star Lou Ferrigno. And basically, he gets Lou Ferrigno to hold up some boards, and then JDF punches those boards and breaks them with his hand.
He has a world record, doesn't he? So, jumping out of a plane and breaking boards?
It's most boards broken during a skydive or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool, but it's also got that Guinness World Record thing of, you don't need to beat someone else. You just need to come up with something incredibly obscure that no one's done before.
We've got world record for most weekly episodes of a Power Rangers podcast.
Produced by people named Matt and Michael.
Yep, in Australia, I'd say probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's
I wonder if there is an upper bound on specificity for the Guinness Book of Records.
I have no idea how these people work. I suspect...
you couldn't have, coolest dude called Michael Vasudol.
Well, I think that's a bit too subjective.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I also think that if it was extremely obscure, but it was someone reasonably well-known, they would definitely bend the rules.
Sure. That's how it works.
They're a commercial organisation. Thank you so much, everyone, for your emails. We really appreciate them. If you've got emails, send it through to rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. I think we should go watch A Mirror of Regret, Michael.
Yeah. I hope we don't Mirror of Regret it.
Wouldn't that be good? If it's A Mirror of Regret, wouldn't that be reflecting on it positively and being thankful that we watched it?
I just don't want this to be a bad episode.
Okay.
Clearly, I hope that this is a good one.
Okay.
Last week was a good one, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the new Power Rangers just make good ones from here on out. There's some pretty dodgy titles coming up, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But maybe this one could be a good one, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be back in a sec.
Welcome back. That was Mirror of Regret. Do you regret watching it, Michael?
Not completely.
Yeah, I feel about the same way.
Yeah.
Shall we take it from the top?
Yeah, let's go.
So the episode starts with Rocky and Adam doing a display of martial arts for the kids.
Yeah, they're being Jason and Zach, basically.
They absolutely are. It's not even we don't see a scene that introduces the fact that they're now karate teachers.
No.
And they've taken Jason and Zach's jobs as karate teachers.
They just have.
They just have.
I'd like to think that they also got their lockers with all their outfits. That's why they match the right colours and.
I suspect really that. Was it Kelsey or Rick last week who said that maybe they just repurposed the scripts that had Jason and Zach? Because you could do this script with those characters and it would be no different.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But they're good at karate, so.
Yeah, great. They're all good at karate. That's an advantage that this show has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're teaching a class, and basically they start doing a showy-offy bit, and then say, we'll get to that stuff, but for now let's start with some basic punch and kick into the air stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a uncoordinated small kid who we'll learn is called Sean.
Yeah.
And a kind of chubby bully called Butch. Because this show has never been subtle.
Yep. That happens.
So Sean is...
not doing so well.
No, he's out of step. He's a bit wobbly on his feet.
Yes. And Butch gets all up on him for it. He's like, "You're so stupid. You're never going to be not stupid, you stupid head."
Yeah, and Sean doesn't think he'll be good in time for the junior karate finals.
There's a lot of finals of things that happen this town every day.
Lots of karate championships in Angel Grove.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's that many karate championships everywhere and we just don't do karate so we don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
There seems to be one every couple of weeks.
Yeah. That's definitely accurate.
Yeah.
So we're on the moon. All of a sudden, smash cut from a child not having confidence. Oh, sorry, we did skip a bit. Adam does say to the kid, "It's okay, you'll get better."
I used to be a bit of a dweeb myself.
Yeah, but now look at me. I'm a big hunker spunk.
He doesn't say that. Thank God, because that would be incredibly unfortunate.
But that's the gist of it.
That's certainly the idea. Yes.
Yeah. Then we smash cut to the moon, where Zed is like, "Well," which, like, I think if we have a Zed episode that doesn't start with him saying "well,"
It's great.
I'll be very disappointed now.
He says, "It appears Black Ranger has a soft spot," which is like he used to be shit. So by showing him, we'll show him scenes of his miserable past to remind him of his weaknesses. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I love that they use the term scenes, though.
Yeah.
Like, clearly these writers couldn't even get their headspace out of writing a TV show.
Yeah.
Because I don't call my memories scenes. I'm not like, "Oh, that was a good scene of my life."
Oh.
Are we back to the karate?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you
So we're back to Earth.
Yep.
So Adam's trying to teach this kid to use his inner strength.
Yeah.
Which is not why he's falling over.
No.
He's falling over because he's uncoordinated.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Well, he needs to focus his chi.
It's a metaphor and we've got 22 minutes. So let's just keep moving. Bulk and Skull show up. Skull's got like a flyer, like booklet thing on how to do karate.
He's also dressed in a karate gi and wearing a bowler's hat.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Every time Skull walks into the scene, I get a bit happy because his costumes are always the best.
Yeah. So they fuck around for a bit. I mean...
It's
imagine, you know, the scene that you're imagining? That's the one that happens.
Tangentially, at the end of the episode, they link it back to their hunt for the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But the majority of this plays out as if they've given up on that plot line.
Yeah.
Where it's like they could have done this in season 1, it would be exactly the same, you know.
It felt like they'd grown not out of the like wacky hijinks, but just a little further beyond showing up and bumbling around for a bit.
Yeah.
But
no.
I mean, eventually they've got to become police officers, so
they can become police chimps.
This show is so weird.
It's pretty
This
weird.
show is, like, properly weird.
Yeah. But during this display, Bulk actually does do a really high kick.
Yeah, it's
a jumping high kick that comes up to his nose, basically.
He's not a small guy.
No.
Like...
It's very impressive.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to say, I saw on the internet I think it was a clip of, like, in space, and the thing that really threw me was, like, the school set is the same, and the juice bar is, like, the same. And, I mean, obviously they just never tore the sets down.
Yeah.
But it really kind of hit me as, like, oh, shit, that all looks like that years from now as well.
Yeah. That's the legacy and continuity you were talking about before that is missing now, where things are so in such discrete units.
Yeah.
Where there's no sense of a universe that exists over time.
It's just nice. Anyway, so Lord Zed has got the perfect tool.
Yes.
The Mirror of Regret.
Yeah.
To which Goldar says, "Of course." What is the Mirror of Regret?
One question, though. What is it?
Lord Zed doesn't explain.
No, and he talks to Goldar like, "Why do I have to explain this to you?" When if Goldar doesn't know what the Mirror of Regret is, it's a fair question.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be involved in the execution of the plan.
I mean, I will say, it's probably a mirror.
Yeah.
And it probably shows you your regrets.
It makes you regret things.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think that it would take a lot of cognitive processing to go, okay, it's some sort of regret mirror.
Yeah, okay. Fair point.
Anyway, so Adam and Sean are training in the park now.
Yep.
And Adam gives a speech about how,
Sorry, we skipped the higher noodle brain bit.
Oh, yep, sorry.
When Vulcan and Skull are fucking around, Skull gives out a coil, which sounds a little strange, and then they both fall down. And then Bulk picks Skull up and says, "It's higher, Noodle Brain." And then Skull says, "Higher, Noodle Brain." It's pretty good. It's a good bit.
It's not terrible.
It's a good bit. Credit where credit's due.
So Adam and Sean are training in the park now.
Yeah.
And Adam gives a speech about, he used to be a bit of a dweeb himself, but he's practiced, and it gave karate, someone introduced him to karate and it gave him confidence. It didn't make him taller. That happened as he got older.
I love that he had to lay that one out. It's like, no, that was part of the biological process of aging.
Yes,
Sean.
You'll experience that, as you already have for several years.
Yeah, I'm sure you understand this concept in principle.
Yeah.
So
as all humans do.
It may not come as a surprise to you that there's an extrapolation of this process.
The growth in my height was not due to my karate. Can you imagine if the only way you could get taller was by doing karate?
So
and,
good.
Danny DeVito has never done karate, but, really tall people have done a lot of
Shaquille
karate.
O'Neal, so much karate.
All the karate. He never stopped doing karate.
Oh, dear.
So they have a training montage, which is maybe 45 seconds long.
They had to pad out this episode because they didn't have any Zords, so...
No, they sure didn't. He's basically just... I will say the kid...
Yep.
Very good at, going from bad to not bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
He feels at the start like he's clumsy and uncoordinated, and he feels at the end like he's a kid who kind of knows what he's doing.
I think that goes to show that he's a kid who's actually fantastic at karate and, by extension, controlling his body in general. Yeah. So he was able to fake being uncoordinated, which is surprisingly hard, but also pull off some great karate. So yeah,
absolutely.
Solid kid.
So in the meantime, in the command center,
yes,
Alpha's creating a new thing.
Yeah, he is.
The power cannon.
Because it couldn't be called the anything else cannon.
Nope. It's a cannon. You mean the power cannon?
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what Zordon calls everything. So, Zordon, can we take 5? I've got to go to the toilet. Oh, you mean the power toilet?
No, but that could be, a power toilets are a thing. So,
wait, what?
Yeah. You can get them, they have, mechanized flushing mechanisms, so they have more flush
All
power.
Toilets have flushing mechanisms.
No, but this has, a motorized flushing mechanism. Not like a plumbing
Is that just for people who do huge poos?
Basically, yeah.
Imagine doing a poo so big, you need, a car engine to drive it down.
Yeah. Some people do that.
Oh, those poor people.
Yeah. I know this because I watched a video on College Humor, and it's from their documentary series,
right?
Which is pretty great. And one of the College Humor cast members, Emily, was curious about whether you could flush a cake down a toilet. And it's just a documentary about her quest. It's everything about the documentary. It's not a mockumentary because it's not faked,
right?
But
it's just a humorous documentary.
Exactly right, and it's really good. I recommend it. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you'll find out more about toilets and about cakes. So get on it, College Humor. Can you flush a cake?
We'll put a link in the show notes, guys.
Absolutely.
Alpha's making the power cannon.
Yeah, what's really interesting to me about this is they're like, oh, the Power Rangers will be so excited when we surprise them with this. I understand that they like surprising the Power Rangers.
Yep.
But surprising them with, vital technology and, the identity of the Sixth Ranger and stuff like that, operational things.
I like that it's the obvious forebear scene that we've never seen to every time Zordon's pulled something out of his ass.
Yes.
Is they've been, Alpha's been going, oh, we've got the new Zords. We've got new Zords.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be cool? That's going to surprise him.
Yeah.
And so when Zordon goes, this is the thing that I've feared most, what he means is, I saw 20 minutes ago that this was going to be a problem, so I got Alpha to make a thing.
Yeah, he's very good at making things in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's surprise them with some cake,
The power cake.
Pick some stuff that isn't the world depends on it, Maybe give the Rangers some heads up and some training with a power cannon rather than dropping on them on the last minute.
Literally dropping it on them.
Literally dropping it on them.
Here are your new power pants. Oh, do these do anything? No, I just thought you might like some pants.
They've got racing stripes.
So they will make your legs faster.
Zordon's the dad joke type, isn't he? You just know
absolutely.
it. No question. But he'd say something like that, and then all of a sudden go yeah. Because
Great pants. Thanks, Zordon.
Thanks.
They only ever wear them to the command center. Rangers, I've seen on the viewing globe you have not been wearing your power pants.
That's creepy territory.
Yes, it is. Which was what you get into when someone has a globe that can see everything.
Yeah, America. Anyway. You're right there.
Zordon is like a really prescient commentary on the NSA.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had this conversation before on this show.
I'm sure we have. Oh, boy.
So Adam and Sean are at the park.
Yep.
Sean's gone now, basically. He's finished his karate.
Yep.
So Adam's packing up his bag.
This might be the best single shot
It's
that
so
this show
good.
has ever done. Adam bends over and picks up his bag.
Yeah.
The camera pulls back slightly.
Yeah.
Very, very slightly.
Yeah.
Goldar is just standing there.
It's really good. None of this teleporting in shit. Like, it's like, no, he's just there.
He's been there for like 20 minutes waiting for him to turn around.
Yeah.
And he's got putties hiding behind him.
Yeah.
It's
For
amazing.
no reason.
It's just,
So if you see Goldar, like, you already know there's a problem.
Yeah.
Having the elements of surprise of the putties doesn't give you anything.
Oh, boy. So, Adam fights the putties.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it.
Yep. He's pretty good at that, though.
Then Goldar starts, waving his arm in a circle and smoke appears?
Yeah. And, he acts like it's no thing. So does Adam, actually. He's like, yeah, this is annoying, but...
I mean, here's the thing. Adam's seen Goldar 3 times.
That's true. Maybe it's just a thing that Goldar
Yeah,
does.
what I know he can do is make chains wrap me up with his sword. So, he can make smoke appear.
Yeah, stands to reason.
Yeah.
You can make fire chains, you can make smoke chains, and
All kinds of chains.
enough of those smoke chains make just a lot of smoke. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
So, Goldar brings out the Mirror of Regret.
Yep.
Which is... It's a rectangular mirror with, a fancy edge.
yep, that's basically it.
Yep.
Adam says, "I'm not in the mood for your foolishness," which is
I love Adam. He's the best character.
he's his character. He tries so hard with that line, but when you have that line in your script, you're kind of fucked. You can't make that work.
He's delivering... He gives it everything he's got.
Yeah.
And it's a dumb line.
Yeah. He kind of makes it sneery, which is the only way to do that line. And I think he pulls it off as good as he can. But
Yeah.
lines like that, you just gotta shake your head, man.
Yeah. So Goldar starts to show him scenes
Yeah.
of Adam not being picked for football or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like this entire plot would have worked better if this had been expressed as something that Adam was deeply ashamed of. When he's talking to Sean, he's like, yeah, I used to be a dweeb, but I did karate and now I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is they're going to show him, oh, you used to be a dork. But Adam, we know, has got yeah, but I'm not a dork now, so...
It's not a problem.
Suck it, Goldar.
I'm past that. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway...
I've got to mention it has some sort of magical properties outside of just showing it.
There is mention of a spell.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, that's as much as we get.
Yeah. Anyway, so Lord Zed, meanwhile, that's going on. That's fine. That's one of them taken care of. But meanwhile, he's going to need some sort of monster to take care of the other Power Rangers.
Yeah.
A particularly cruel monster, he says. One who laughs at his victims.
Because, he's all about those themes.
Yeah. You got to make sure that they tie together. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that would.
If this was okay, it's time for a robot dwarf. You'd be like, what? No, Lord Zed, come on, pick up.
No, I'd be like, fuck yeah, Robot Dwarf.
No, look, if the next episode is a robot dwarf, I'm all for a robot dwarf. I'm just saying you got to make it thematic.
Sure, yeah, right.
So, in the juice bar, Ernie asks Sean to show him some of his moves.
Yep.
I like Ernie doing that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Ernie's such a good guy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where he's just subtly, not even patronisingly, just suddenly be like, yeah, go show them how good you are.
Yeah.
And he does it, and it's good. And Ernie gives him the perfect,
But
the Italian yeah.
Even he's Bulk and Skull are leaning on the bar. It doesn't even read hey, humiliate Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
It almost reads hey, show them if they practice what can happen.
Yeah.
It's he really actually cares about these kids and making getting them better and improving them.
Yeah. And he's not, as you said, it's not about go make Bulk and Skull feel bad.
Yeah.
Because that's teaching the kids bad lessons.
Yeah.
It's saying, no, go and try and give them a positive message. And, yeah.
Fucking Ernie,
So I
man.
fucking hug him.
Yeah.
Good guy, Ernie.
Good Ernie. But when Sean goes to do that, he leaves behind a book
Yeah.
with a picture of a hyena in it. So I'm sure you can all see where this is going.
Yeah.
Lord Zed says, with some modifications, it will be the perfect monster.
There's some extensive modifications.
Yeah, imagine taking a hyena,
Yep.
removing the hyena,
Yep.
and replacing it with a horrifying skeleton monster.
Yeah.
Those are the sorts of modifications.
It does have some vaguely dog-like
Yes.
shapes in some places. It's also kind of like a giraffe. So,
So this is Skel Arena,
yeah.
who is fucking terrifying.
Terrifying visually.
Yeah, in practice, Skel Arena does not get a lot to do.
Oh, it's more about Skel Arena's voice.
Yeah.
Is like, it's not like high-pitched creepy voice. It's like high-pitched having a good time voice. And it just doesn't mesh with...
But so Skel Arena shows up at night,
Yeah.
despite the previous and following scenes happening during the day. And the next thing we get is like a first-person camera rushing through the woods shot.
Yeah.
That
It goes Blair Witch Project very suddenly and
almost
briefly.
feels like it was the next scene on the Japanese footage and they cut it a little too late.
Yeah.
It's so out of place and bizarre, especially because of how shitty Skel Arena is going to be for the next bit.
Yeah. It does kind of build him up as a cool monster. And I was like, yeah, let's see how this guy goes. Nothing.
So the power cannon is nearly configured,
Yeah.
Alpha says, but not quite.
No.
We're about 12 minutes in now, and we finally see Tommy and Kimberly and Billy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Because they're called to the command center. And they teleport in, but they all teleport to different spots in the command center.
Yep.
So rather than just like appearing in the center, they're all scattered around almost randomly. And it's kind of cool.
It gives the impression that they were in 5 separate places.
Absolutely.
And the thing that was most convenient was just keep them all, in case one of them's doing like a kick.
Yeah.
You don't want to teleport them in and have one of them get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Let's just split them up.
Yeah, and it really does give you that sense of them convening. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I really liked it. So good job, guys. High five.
So Zordon says Alpha must recover his confidence on his own.
No, I think you mean Adam.
Adam, sorry. Yeah, too many characters with A names.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be good if Alpha was a Power Ranger?
Yes. I agree.
That would be good. We should get that.
He'd need a really big helmet, though.
I had a nightmare 2 nights ago.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
That included, it wasn't about Power Rangers.
All right.
But it included, imagine if you had Alpha 5's head and body,
Uh-huh.
but the limbs were all like long tubes with spikes on the end.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It was, oh man. And it was like, it registered in my head as Alpha 5.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I woke up and went,
Hey, that's not right.
no, hold on. He's not some sort of gangly horror creature.
Yeah, he's a buddy.
Yeah.
Your spiky buddy.
That was messed up.
Your spiky
I need to
buddy.
stop reading about Power Rangers before I go to bed.
Yeah, you do. Like, not even for your nightmares. It's just like, as a life thing.
Yeah, okay. So Zordon also says that Lord Zed has sent down a monster that laughs at its victims,
Yeah.
just as Goldar is laughing at Adam.
Yay! Tie that shit together. It's a bit of a walk, but he got there.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. So they've got to go down and deal with Skel Arena,
Yep.
and Adam will take care of his stuff on his own.
Yep.
So they go fight Skel Arena. Well,
They fight some putties.
yeah. I wish they'd taken the opportunity to give them the Die Ranger outfits.
Yes.
It just would have
Solved a lot of
could have
problems.
Punched monsters.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice, Michael?
It's been
Punching
so
some
long
monsters.
since we saw them actually punch a monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
So what Michael's referring to here, just for new listeners potentially,
Sure, yep.
is that they have Die Ranger footage of this monster,
Yeah.
which is the Sentai counterpart, but they don't have any footage of the current
Mighty
Ranger
Morphin
suit,
Rangers,
Mighty
yeah.
Morphin suits fighting this monster. So they just have shots of the monster from Die Ranger, and then awkwardly cut that into
Yeah.
the Rangers fighting putties, and sort of trying to indicate that the monster is there watching the fight. But
I mean, why even?
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so look, they do that fight.
yep,
Adam, he's like on his knees. He's nearly full of regret.
yeah,
Goldar says, this final image will shatter your confidence for good. Your young protege is just like you.
Yep.
When we see him doing some like high kicks and, oh look, he's good.
Yeah, Sean's doing some good karate.
To which Goldar says, what's this? He's doing well? How did that scene get in there?
That's so dumb.
Everything else was showing him scenes from the past. Why did they not use the mirror to show him when his protege actually was a dweeb literally an hour ago? Why risk showing him what's happening now?
So many questions.
It's just
like the way he said, like, how did that scene get in there? It's not like a fucking like PowerPoint presentation where he dropped a slide in accidentally.
he accidentally opened his porn folder and like
Yeah, it's meant to be a magical device, right?
it shows you regret.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be capable of showing you shit that's
It's
not
not
making-
television.
Oh no, I accidentally tuned it to the What's Happening Now channel.
Oh no, Nickelodeon. This will cause us copyright problems.
No, it's on Nickelodeon now. It would have been fine.
Yeah, okay, yep.
It's so dumb.
Yes. Yeah, the use of the word scene again. It's like, no, lazy writing.
So, look, Adam goes, yep, no, he's actually pretty dope now.
Yep.
And that reminds me, I'm hella dope now.
Yep.
So he just, like, charges through a bunch of putties.
It's unfortunately too short.
It
but
is, isn't it?
It's a good portion too short. But it is a cool moment where you get a tracking shot of the camera just moving quickly through the park. Adam moving through putties towards Goldar and just taking them out.
It's maybe the one time this show has ever done anything that needed to be longer.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, so Goldar pisses off.
Yep, as he's wont to do.
Yep.
Which gives Adam the chance to have his own morphing sequence and deliver his own morphing call, which is cool.
I actually think now all the Power Rangers have delivered the morphing call.
The new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
That's cool.
That's cool.
Good for them.
So, yeah, the fight with Skel Arena is happening, Zordon says, on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
Which is great because, like, my experience with parks, they're quite small parks. Like, I don't go to a lot of big parks.
I do. So, like, that's not out of the question.
I'm imagining, like, the park that's just up the road.
Right.
Where from one end, you can comfortably see everything that's happening in the park.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, yeah, I know.
I think it's more like Centennial Park.
Yeah, it's a big park. I understand.
As we've discussed, Angel Grove in my head is in the middle, there is the youth centre.
Yep.
And the juice bar. And then there's just like a giant ring park.
Yep.
And then you've got like the suburbs and stuff like that around that.
Yep.
So yeah, I can get
So
that.
the other end of the park is actually like the other side of the suburb. It's ages away.
Yep.
Anyway, so Adam shows up. Tommy goes, good to have you here. Sorry we couldn't go help you. Not sure why we couldn't go help you.
Just, magic rules and...
Yeah. So they teleport him the power cannon.
Yeah.
So the power cannon is... I will say they already know how to prepare to receive the power cannon, which is lucky.
Yeah.
So it's a big box.
Yep.
About the size of actually the table we're recording on.
Yep.
Like, I guess this is morbid, but like coffin-sized.
Even a bit bigger, I'd say.
I say that because it like the 6 of them each hold it on a shoulder.
Pallbearer style, yeah.
Yeah, 3 on each side.
Yep. There's a big cannon,
Yep.
like a very important one from Destiny, the game.
Right.
It's like a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
That looks quite similar to this. It's just much bigger.
It's got like a big lion face on the front.
Yeah.
So they all put in like a ball?
They don't all put in. Only 4 of them do.
Right.
It's red, yellow, pink, and blue, which means that the black
No
and
black
white,
and no white.
Rangers, they don't put in energy balls for some reason.
Okay.
I think that's related to the fact that when the cannon shoots out, it's got a beam and there's 4 balls that move around
Right.
that are vaguely of those colours.
So anyway, 4 of them put their balls into the cannon.
But 2 of them are ladies.
And then there's like sword handles.
Yeah, that they sort of jab in or out, or...
I guess my assumption would be that the Die Rangers have got those swords.
Right.
And it's the equivalent of their Blade Blaster, and
Yep.
they just don't have those, so they kind of put them in. It feels like they put them in as handles, but they're already holding it.
It's strange.
Yeah. And so then Billy says, what a cool device.
You should buy it, kids.
been good, and they may well have been, if there had been like a small version that you put little plastic balls in and pushed a handle and it shot balls.
It probably was.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
I might look that up and see if there was one. And so that shoots a gun. Basically, it's the Power Blaster version 2.
Yeah.
It's not as cool as the Power Blaster.
No, I don't think so either. I saw pictures of this a little while ago for some reason, and I was like, oh, this looks quite cool. But seeing it in action, it's just less dynamic than the Power Blaster. It's not like, oh, cool weapons combining. It's just like a big box that shoots a gun.
There was indeed a toy power cannon.
Oh, there we go.
And you did put little balls into it.
There we go.
So, cool.
Well, it is toyetic as hell, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to see they followed through on that one.
Yeah.
Surprising nobody. Yeah, so the monster blows up, and that's the end of whatever the hell that creature is called.
He, Skel Arena.
Skel Arena.
He doesn't grow big.
Nope. Just dies.
Just dies.
Lord Zed obviously realised, like we did, that he was not worth the time.
No.
So just let him die.
Yeah. All right, so back at the youth centre.
Yep.
It's just Tommy and Rocky and Adam.
Yep.
So Kimberly and Billy had one scene this episode. I wonder if that's an intentional give them a break week, or if it's just the luck of the staging and...
Yeah, it's possible that they were on vacation and stuff like that, and then they just shot some command centre scenes.
Yeah.
Because they're very quick to shoot.
Yeah, you shoot that at the same time as another one. And...
Yeah, as a buffer. So yeah, I don't know. It is strange though, because like really you don't see Aisha at all in this episode.
No, she's in like 2 scenes or something instead.
Yeah. It's really just...
it's an
Rocky.
Adam episode, and Rocky is
sort of
a bit in it. Yeah,
the secondary character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're back at the youth centre. The kid does really good at karate. Butch says, hey, you're not so dumb after all. Let's be friends. Bulk and Skull embarrass themselves again. End of episode.
The kid mocks them, kind of.
Oh, we do get another scene with Lord Zed on the moon where he chews out Goldar.
This was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where he got on Goldar's case for failing, which, fair enough, but this happens every week, but we never get a big scene about it. And there was a bit about Lord Zed talking about, I've got a reputation in this galaxy to maintain, and I'm being embarrassed, which is really interesting, but that never goes anywhere. No.
There was one bit I liked, and I say liked because I mean I hate it, but I've known people who do this, where Lord Zed says, you better tell me why you failed, and Goldar goes, this is why I failed, and then Lord Zed says, I don't want any of your excuses.
Yeah.
And it's just...
He's a bad boss.
Yeah, he's a terrible boss.
Yeah.
He's the worst boss.
He is the worst
Would
boss.
you watch an office workplace comedy set on the moon, though?
100%.
Like The Office.
Yeah.
With Lord Zed. That would be pretty good.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Muppet Show?
Yes, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, so it'd be like that, it'd be a direct rip-off of The Office, but with Lord Zed.
That'd be pretty good.
And the good thing is there's likeable characters there as well.
Yeah,
like
Squad and Babu are okay, but they're a bit slacker.
Yeah, whereas Finster's he's just a good guy.
Finster worked his ass off. The new boss came in and neglects him.
Yeah.
Doesn't...
Probably going to get made redundant soon.
Yeah.
Scorpina is the strange exchange worker who left all of a sudden without any warning.
What was up with that? It was so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that's an episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are we going to put it on the Rocky Aisha Adam scale?
I'd say this was probably an Aisha.
I agree 100%. Definitely an Aisha. Which is unfortunate because it's an Adam episode. But yeah, so...
All the Adam bits are pretty good.
Pretty good, but also didn't quite live up to what they could have been.
No. There's some solid jokey bits.
Yeah.
There's never a killer joke, but there's comedy-ish bits.
Yeah.
It's just Skel Arena is crap.
The worst monster.
The power cannon is alright, but it's not as good as the giant robot.
No. But there also wasn't anything that was that's the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
So,
which is a nice change.
Yeah.
So Skel Arena on the Ranger Danger creature feature.
Elevator shafts. Drop it right down.
Yeah. Look, probably slightly better than the Wheel of Misfortune.
No, I don't think so.
Don't you?
No, I think because the Wheel of Misfortune is at least interesting and memorable. It's that had a weird gimmick. Like, it was a wheel, you know?
Okay,
it didn't speak.
Here's the deal. Below the Wheel of Misfortune,
Yeah.
we literally only have Goldar, the Dark Rangers, and Mr. Tickle Sneezer.
Yeah.
So putting Skel Arena there will put Skel Arena at the bottom of the list.
Yep.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, you?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
So, like, such a bad monster.
Which puts Skel Arena at number 80.
Wow, yeah. No good, Skel Arena. Gotta lift up your game, Lords. That was some, like, yeah, poor quality monster making.
Yep. No new swords for the sword board.
Sadly not. Power cannon can't go on the sword board.
No, because it's a cannon
Yep.
and not a sword.
Need a cannon board.
I think that would be too many boards. I don't
agree.
think we need an additional board.
No, probably not.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, yeah, thank you for listening, guys.
So we'll be back next week with when is a ranger not a ranger? I believe the answer is
previous to their or after their tenure as a ranger.
when it's a jar. Is it? I hope this involves rangers getting transformed into bottles.
Probably not
Wouldn't
going to
that be
happen.
great?
Although there's a lot of bottles in this show, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
All right.
Yeah. See you next week, guys. Send us an email if you want to. Get a hold of us on Twitter. Leave us a review on iTunes if you're feeling very, very kind, because we desperately need those.
Yeah, they could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I get an email every day telling us what our ranking is on the iTunes charts, and
Yeah.
every day it just says, you're not on the list.
Because we're not high enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So-
us sad. So if you want to make us happy,
I should just unsubscribe to those emails, if I can be honest.
or you could just be miserable every day. Yeah. Cool.
That'll work.
All right, so it's up to you to save Michael's mental health.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll be like looking in the mirror of regret.
Yeah. Very nice way to wrap up. We can't top that. So we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.